According to the Center for Disease Control, in the United States, approximately 9 people are killed due to distracted driving every day. This is according to the NHTSA. We need to raise awareness about the dangers of distracted driving and prevent the accidents that come with it. As you can see on the TV right here, I have the pictures of my accident on January 13th. I was involved in an accident. I was driving home from BYU, Idaho, and trying to go home and surprise my little sister Caitlin. And I was in the right lane, and the semi-truck was in the left lane, and the semi-truck actually came over into my lane right on top of my car. The landing gear came through my car and then caused me to go in to kind of like a ditch, and my car actually got stopped by a fence, luckily. Later on, we actually found out that the semi-truck driver was a distracted driver on his phone. He wasn't paying attention. He was texting while driving a semi-truck, and that's why he hit me and came over into my lane. So I have a very personal experience with this, and it's crazy to me that a driver driving that big of a vehicle, let alone a car, would be on their phone and texting and driving. Accidents caused by distracted drivers are continuing to rise every year. More than 3,000 lives were taken each year. This doesn't include the number of people that were injured due to distracted drivers. We need to take a stand and educate people about the dangers of distracted driving and how to prevent these. We also need to educate people on the amount of people that are hurt caused by distracted driving. So first, I'm going to talk about what counts as taking your eyes off the road. There's several different things that you can do that would count as distracted driving. Second, I'm going to talk about the consequences that come from distracted driving. Third, I'm talking about who's most at risk for distracted driving. And fourth, why we should stop being distracted drivers. Any activity taking your eyes off the road counts as distracted driving. This could count as looking at a bulletin board, changing the radio, looking at your phone. There's also several other things. I was reading on a website, on the CDC website, stating that there have been several more people shaving and doing their hair and doing their makeup while they're driving. And that's crazy to me that people would do that, and let alone while they're driving. Second, I'd like to talk about the risks from distracted driving are major. Potentially injuring or killing other people is a serious offense, and people should really think about that before they look at their phone. According to the Center for Disease Control, in 2015, 3,400 people were killed in a crash involving distracted driving, and more than 391,000 were injured. That number is astonishing, that more than 300,000 people were injured due to a distracted driver just because someone wasn't paying attention to the road. Who's most at risk? The people most at risk for distracted driving is really anyone. Anyone that drives can become distracted. I've had several times where I've looked off the road and looked at something, and then traffic stops and you have to completely stop. And what would have happened if I wouldn't have looked back at the road? I mean, I think there's a lot of times where we are distracted drivers and we don't really realize it until it's too late. The CDC, though, did a test, and they figured out that teens and young adults are most prone to becoming distracted drivers. Drivers under the age of 20 have the highest proportion of distracted driving today. The Center for Disease Control also did a little research study where they asked students if they sent a text or email while driving, and 42% had said that they had within the last 30 days of driving. Students also reported that when they text and drive, they are less likely to put on their seatbelt, or they're more likely to drink and drive. So that if they're texting and driving, or they're becoming a distracted driver, they're more likely to act in risky behaviors such as drinking and driving and the other risky behaviors that come with driving. What are some reasons we should stop distracted driving? This is a crazy thing. I can't imagine the amount of people that become distracted drivers, and every day, I mean, we're driving on the road, how many people are not paying attention or on their phones or shaving or eating? It's crazy to me. So according to drivingtests.org, a website that gathers statistics on distracted driving, There is a number of reasons why we should become good drivers and not distracted drivers. The first reason is it's probably illegal. Most states nowadays are putting in laws that restrict you from becoming a distracted driver, mostly with handheld devices. If you're on your phone, you will get pulled over and you will get ticketed. But there's no precautions towards the other behaviors until it's too late, until there's a car accident, until someone's hurt, someone's injured. We need to educate the people and make sure that they are aware that looking off the road for a second can really injure someone and possibly kill them. A second reason why we should not drive distracted, think about your passengers. Think about their lives, their families, their hopes, their dreams. Think about them before you look at your phone. And another person you should think about every single person on the road. My grandpa once said when I first started driving when I was 16, you're not driving for just you, you're driving for 5 people. You're driving for yourself, the person in front of you, the person on the right, the person on the left, and the person behind you. You have to make sure that you are capable and aware of everything going on with those 5 people, and that's already enough. And imagine adding a cell phone or trying to eat or trying to do your makeup while you're doing that. Third reason why we should stop becoming distracted drivers is there's several other opportunities and options we can do rather than becoming a distracted driver. Several cars have the hands-free mobile devices now where you can talk to people overhead and you don't have to have your phone up to your ear. So you can have all eyes on the road, all concentration on the road, but you're talking. A second reason, or a second way you cannot become a distracted driver is pull over. If you get a phone call and you really do need to take care of it or a text, just pull over on the side of the road and answer the phone call there, but make sure that you do that safely as well. Some other reasons or another advice how not to be a distracted driver is take more time out of your day. Don't leave at the very last second. Take 10-15 minutes before you're supposed to leave. Do your makeup before you leave. Eat breakfast before you leave. In conclusion, driving distracted is just a bad idea. There's nothing good that comes from it. There are several people that you could seriously injure, including yourself, and think about all your family members that would lose you if you were distracted driving and injured yourself or others. My car accident could have been a lot worse. It wasn't as bad as it could have been, but I do have some injuries that I'll always have. I broke my sternum in my car accident, and that always hurts. I have a concussion, and that makes homework really hard because I'm not able to study. And as I'm getting at the end of my degree, I'm actually having to study more, and that's more difficult for me. The guy that hit me, he got fired from the truck company, but he did not have to pay anything, which is really frustrating to me because if we found out that this was his 6th accident in a calendar year. So I just wish he would have been more attentive and paid more attention and was more responsive to thinking about other people. We really need to take the opportunity and raise awareness against distracted driving. It's really important that we educate people. We need to take a stand today and make sure that we are telling people about the dangers of distracted driving. And personally, when you get in your car, you do not look at your phone, you do not text, you do not do anything that could take your eyes off the road. Thanks.